so
Look,
much.
I don't even know where to begin this conversation from because it's a big one. It's not just even about movies. It's about entrepreneurship. It's about drive. It's about women. It's about creativity. It's about like so many things. Even before we even come and touch on the movies, you know, we're talking about what is happening in this court issue with regards to a lady, you know, who's fighting her case of sexual harassment with a certain bank, and it brings all back to, you know, how women have been squeezed and boxed and sometimes. Shall I say
oppressed?
Thank you very much. He's my dictionary from St. Peter's.
Yes.
Yeah, oppressed. You know, and it's always a struggle and a break, trying to break from these chains. You know, and when it happens, it's always beautiful, and that's why we always have to celebrate, you know, and talk about women when their achievements are big like this one. So here we are. We just saw the trailer, Kotoka. And the squad, if I can make it, because we're dealing with Gen Z, so I can't even say the director. The squad is in the studio this morning. It's a whole lengthy story we want to talk about, not necessarily the details of the movie, but you know, around it, the making and everything. So again, you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
How was December? You know, we've been talking about December in GH.
I was depressed at home.
Oh.
Yeah, I was going through a lot because I was shooting, and it didn't go well.
Oh.
And so I had to reshoot.
You know, nobody's ever thought about that before.
Yeah. So when people were chilling, I was in my house
dealing with bad rashes.
Yeah, with migraines and all.
What do you say? What do you mean by it didn't go well?
The cast. I was filming with influencers, the younger ones.
Oof.
And they just did not take the job seriously, so I had to reshoot. Yeah,
Wow.
6 of them.
They didn't get the memo. They didn't understand the script.
I was just about to hand it over to you.
I want to understand. They didn't understand the script. They didn't get the memo, or they didn't rehearse. What happened?
Okay,
because
it wouldn't be fair if I say all of them. Jacqueline Mensah is an exception because even
I think you've done something with her before.
Yes, 2 movies. When I had to do the reshoot, I still had to bring her back because she is serious. You know, I respect her so much. You know, she does what she has to do. She's very serious, very respectful. You know, comes on set on time. She has her lines. But then the rest, it was crazy. Yeah. So we had to go back and shoot. I actually finished shooting 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's been hectic.
They didn't rehearse.
I don't know. Some of them thought they could just come and make friends on the set and maybe socialize and not get serious. So I was depressed. December was not a nice.
Were they good actors
season. Though? Yeah, they are talented, of course.
But they lacked professional etiquette.
I think so. Yes.
No, but if they were good actors, then you don't have to reshoot. I want to think that the reshooting is because they didn't perform.
No, not that. It was just schedules and, you know, the seriousness.
Okay, of showing up.
Yeah.
Oh,
sometimes you tell them to come on set at 7 a.m. They get at 2 p.m.
Ooh.
What?
Yeah, and then they tell you, the next day they tell you, they have an engagement they need to attend, you know. Yeah. So it was...
there's no binding, there's nothing like contractual.
Oh, there was, of
and they don't care.
They know they are supposed to be on set for 10 days.
But if there should be binding, to get close to legendary Yvonne also is not easy. So the moment you get to her door, you have to know that in there is fire. You have to respect her.
You know, this culture about how we take our jobs is very important. So at this dawn, I saw this guy had shared a video. I think I saw it on Kokonsa's page on Instagram of this guy ranting about, I don't know if you've seen it too. Yeah, about how Ghanaians take jobs. You know, they are stealing from you. They are not showing up on time, like you just said. You know, I think it's a cultural thing that we have to look at. Before we even go deeper into this, because I want to know about casting and how it works and what kind of orientation they go through before they even get on the screens. But Rosemary, what about you? She had a very crazy December, almost depressing, she said.
Yes.
What about you?
Okay, mine too was a bit tougher, but I was able to handle it. As
Details?
a woman, yeah. It was my son and personal life issues.
Oh.
Yeah. But
So you people didn't do any chilling, no Afrofuture,
you know, I'm a Muslim now, so I don't celebrate Islam.
Christmas.
No, I didn't say Christmas. I said December.
So December, it was mosque and tackling my personal issues in the house.
Hey, so you go to let me ask you. You go to the mosque.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's always putting on video.
Yeah, I always
Yeah.
do that.
What's the acceptance like?
It's so marvelous.
Wow.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't want to ask, but since you're here, let me just ask. What brought about the switch in?
Okay, nothing really.
Okay.
It's just that I've been destined to be a Muslim. And
Wow.
so I think this is the right time. Allah has opened way for me to join.
So in the beginning, right, Yvonne, I'll tell you, when I saw she put up, I thought it was a movie. I thought she was part of a movie and she was teasing us with it, but it was actually real life.
Yeah, it's real.
Wow. Okay, so now with December out of the way, now we'll be coming to talk about Kotoka now. It's a brand new movie. It's premiering on the 14th of February, 7 p.m. Silverbird Cinemas. We'll be talking about it, but of course, it's always a journey before we come to this point. Are we still carrying the Ghana movie industry thing and it's not working? And is that the same conversation that is in your mind? You who sits, right in the middle of this, or maybe it's just us carrying a certain perception that is rather overwhelming the entire, journey or progress of the film industry in itself.
I don't blame anyone. I believe that you guys talk about what you see. So it's obvious the industry is not as vibrant as before. And I am just sick and tired of talking about this subject.
Yeah, it's draining.
I'm tired of it. It. For me, I am doing my part.
So what keeps you going then? Because you are in the middle of this big forest where all you see is everybody saying it's not working.
Yeah.
But here you are standing in there with this glow, this light, and saying that I'm still progressing, because it brings about conversations on money, financing, revenue, profits, and all that.
It works. For me, it's a business, and of course, I have the passion, and I just cannot see myself not producing anymore. I believe I'm going to be around for a long time.
Amen.
Steven Spielberg.
The thing is, my colleagues and I have to invest. We have to, invest into the industry. If we don't, then we don't expect outsiders, people who don't even know anything about the business, to come and invest. Because we know it. This is what we do. So I was expecting to see maybe a John Dumelo start directing, or like a Majid. I'm always bugging Majid to direct, So yeah, it's us really. I feel like we've easily given up. And so, things are the way they are because of us. So we have to sit up and do something about it.
What they say everybody's got a signature. What is if I hear a Jay-Z song, I know it's Jay-Z's voice, so I can tell. What is Yvonne Nelson's? What am I going to get out of an Yvonne Nelson movie? What kind of ideas come into your mind? What is inspiring you the most?
Quality. When you watch my movies, you can tell that we put in a lot of effort. I don't just get up and, if it's like, okay, you can see if it's the airport, I have to shoot at the airport.
I was going to ask about permission.
I had to follow procedure. I went through all of that. I had to do like insurance for my crew and cast. It was challenging. I did not sleep for 3 nights.
Wow.
It was crazy. We actually had to get to the airport like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. So it was crazy.
Why that time? It's assumed that it's not a busy time, so you don't have to obstruct the operation. Is that what it is?
No, just to gather everyone, to be in our costumes, get makeup ready. So I think we started filming like 6 a.m. on the dot.
Did he have to, go in the way of the operation of the... Because when I saw that, I was like, airport, how did you manage with other people and those who say, oh, we don't want the cameras anywhere closer, and people say, oh, you're obstructing our day-to-day activities and our customers are not comfortable and this is a security zone, you don't have to take... How did you manage all of that at the airport?
Well, we had 2 officers who were with us the entire time. So we were not just loitering around.
Yeah, so they don't fly drones and like, I'm talking to you, Mick Mill.
Yeah. So everything was in order. It was done properly. we had a time frame. Yeah. We had to like
Accessibility to these places, is it difficult? Like, is it like I know you have to follow protocol, but is
Yeah.
it difficult even getting yourself to the point where you need to now start the conversation that, look, we want to film at the airport, and I pardon me if I say this, but sometimes the typical cultural Ghanaian attitude would now look at you like, oh, no, this is not allowed in this place. Things like that. Did you get such things, setbacks? Yes.
Yeah, we did. So there's a commercial services there's a site, side of the airport. So we went there and they gave us like a list of things that we have to do. You actually have to pay. There's a daily rate. Wow. And yes, you have to ensure all your crew and cast, give them the number of people who are coming in. They have to give you tags. They don't want anyone running away to go and enter any plane. So we all had tags. They were properly done. But a few days to the shoot, there were some scares. There was this terrorist nyama things happening in Togo, around the Togo border. So it almost came in the way. And I did not sleep at all. I wasn't sleeping because I didn't know. I was telling my production manager, Libe, without the airport, this movie is a waste. We can't film. I mean, we have costumes ready. Everything was ready. What do I do? I've paid everyone. So me there, I was praying plenty. We were lucky. Finally, we got the approval.
Talking about that signature, it brings, because I want to engage Akuapem Poloo in this, about your casting. How do you choose the people? We are 13 million Ghanaians. I mean, so far, just a few people got a chance to be in this movie.
Yeah. So we have the usual Majid, Jackie, Nadia. So
those names, is it based on the relationship you have with them, with the ease, the friendship, or do you cast them?
Yeah, I do. With the characters. So if I have a script, I will go through it. So I'll give you an example. When I was filming Fix Us, so I had this concept of bringing back the old times and how we used to tell our stories and cast and all that. So I had Jackie Apia, Yvonne, and myself in mind. And I approached all of them. I messaged all of them. But Jackie could not make it because she was busy, right? So she kind of like messed up the whole concept. And I had to bring in an Ivorian actress rather. I wanted to cast 3 Nigerian males and 3 Ghanaian. So because Jackie could not make it, it just messed up the whole casting. So yeah, when you have a script, you look at it and okay, this person will be,
How did she come in?
Okay, so she was in a cell. She was in a cell.
She was in a
cell. Okay, the character is a crazy lady in a cell, right? So I was just thinking that, on social media,
I'm lucky.
So that's the thing. To join the fine line between acting and who I really am in real life.
Well, on social
She's
media,
vocal. She's
yes.
confident.
So I just saw that. I'm like, no, and I messaged her, and she said she would love to come on board.
Okay, so now that comes to now about the reaction to this, like go and play a role, especially, pardon me to say this, coming from all the issues that have happened, and now you're being put back into a place where now you're supposed to act it out. Like, do you accept it? Do you say, I don't want to carry that image along into a movie as well, and all that? People have all kinds of perception. How did you take this, in the role?
Okay, at first, I didn't even think about the role she has given me. My mind was so joyful because of she believing in me and calling me. And when she gave me the role, the script to read that place, actually at the first I didn't know we were going to do it inside cells. So my first time I rehearsed with her and she was like, good. My first take, she said, good. This is what I was looking for. So I went back home the next time. So we did only 2 rehearsals. Then we got on set and there's a prison gate. I said, wow, this is my profession. This is my take.
Yeah.
So Allah, please give me the gumption of the,
Yeah.
All it takes. I get it.
To proceed and proclaim the goodness
I know. Take it
Allah
on.
has taken me to jail to go and see. Allah took me to jail because he knew
This was coming.
Yes. So if I didn't have any experience about it, I wouldn't have been able to do what I was supposed to do. I won't provide her what she wanted, and she will say no. Though I'm loud, but if I don't have the knowledge about being in sales or being in jail,
what you had encountered.
Yvonne, did you have any pep talk with her with regards to this? Because you knew what you were going to do right from the beginning. Right from the beginning when she was writing that script, that part, and Akuapem Poloo's mind came, she knew, I'm taking this girl back. Did you have any kind of pep talk with her,
When I messaged, did I send a script right away?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Oh, right
so
away.
I sent it. Yeah. I sent it to her to go
through.
Yeah.
Is it difficult working with Yvonne?
Never.
What's exciting about
Never.
working with her on set?
The excitement, she make you feel like you are not even acting. She give it to you and you see it, we say, because she's not on you like, so you feel free and we are all free on the set. You just have to know that this is what she has given me and I have to give her the best. That's all.
Cyril, Miss, I'm going to hand over to you in a bit. I just have so many things in my mind.
That's all. But set there is so beautiful. She doesn't stress you. When it's time, when it's not your time, relax. When it's your time.
My possibly last two questions. One to you. What role did you play in this movie?
Okay, I was a sales leader.
Oh, my days.
Yes, so imagine Poloo in sales. Smallish like me.
I was just about to say.
Smallish like me.
Controlling the...
And my sister in the cells with me and
She was also in the cell.
frustrating her. Come and see how frustrated
She
she was by Poloo, me.
What is... I wish I asked this from the onset, and then I could... Cyril, you guys can come in.
In fact, she wanted to vanish from the cells.
What is Kotoka about?
Kotoka is about two ladies, Naya Isel and Ruby Benson. Ruby is well-to-do. She has a lot of money. Naya is the direct opposite. She's unemployed, trying to find her feet. And these two ladies made one choice, decision. And it has like a ripple effect that, changes their destinies and the people they love. If I say everything, people won't come in. So I want them to come to more.
And the name Kotoka is significant to our airport, Kotoka.
Yes.
Is it a tourism move or it's just...
Well, because a lot happened at the airport.
Kotoka.
Yeah, Kotoka. In the story.
Do you think that, before I even ask beyond the movie, questions beyond the movie, do you think that whatever effects or whatever memories that carries will have an effect on the brand Kotoka? Sometimes when you have these kind of movies, and you say,
American movies, they say,
that place, this is what maybe happens there. Do you think that, I don't know what will happen in the movie, but I'm just asking, would it have an effect on the airport Kotoka? Would it carry an impression, say, I don't know Kotoka and I'm elsewhere?
Yeah.
Would it have that impression of this is what happens at Kotoka, or this is what is likely to happen at Kotoka?
No, not at all, not at all. It's just two ladies who were traveling, who had to go through Kotoka, the airport. The rest is, we'll be showing at the mall on Val's Day.
Let's talk about directing. You said you're always begging Majid Michelle to also go into directing. One of the things I've asked myself is, how do you people get there? We just wake up today or another day and say, Yvonne is a director of this. And I'm asking, how did she get there? It's not just you. I hear a lot of names. Just recently, Shantytown, I'm hearing that Iniedo is a director and producer. And I'm like, how do you people get there? Do you have to go through, or is it like, I become an actor and then I know the rudiments, then I become a director? How do you get there?
Okay, I would have loved to go to school and have educate myself and know the ins and outs of directing. It's my dream to do that. But Yvonne has been producing for 12 years. I've just been behind the camera. I always have my stories. I get writers to write them, to do the screenplay. I've been acting. Sometimes I find myself directing the director, and they're doing something. I can see that what they're doing is just non-fat. They're wasting our time. They're not even getting the best out of the actors. So after I wrote Kotoka, one of the writers, Pascal Amanfo, I asked him if he could come and direct. And he said, he's busy. And so I spoke with this same production manager. I'm like, Libe, I want to direct this myself. And he said, yeah, Yvonne, do it. Go ahead. And so I took some time off, made sure that I really understood the story, went through over and over and over again. And then I'm like, okay, I can do it. This is it. Let's do it. So this is actually my third movie.
That you're directing by yourself.
Yes, as a director. And I'm not even making any noise about it. Yeah, this is a third movie.
The reason I'm asking is I don't know directly what the director does, but I'm just sitting and like, there's a whole lot for you to consume.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking, is the director in charge of somebody's mannerism? Is he in charge of even directing as to what props should be at what point and at that kind of thing? So I just say this should be too much.
It's a lot. It's a lot to produce, direct, act. But with the props and helping actors and all that, we have a script. So we have a props person. We have a stylist. We have people.
Yeah, but I've seen directors say, "Oh, let her hair look like this instead of like that."
Maybe because they didn't discuss it before time.
Okay, no, don't worry.
Yeah, before, because you're supposed to know everything about the characters. You're supposed to know what they're wearing for each scene. So you have to know. So if you have to wait to go on set to do that, then director Banza.
So in sharing and passing all this knowledge, is there a possibility of I don't want to say an Yvonne Nelson Foundation or film school, but are you guys creating opportunity for people to tap into? Because I want to direct as well. I don't know how I'm going to do it. In fact, I have been hoping that somebody will cast me. I know I'll fail, but.
Oh, but are you interested?
As for casting,
yes, I've said it several times that I want to act.
Let me tell you my story.
This woman.
I don't know if Yvonne will cast me again. I've always been saying, hey, Yvonne, so when will you cast me? When Yvonne was ready, I said, hey, this script that you have given me, the script is too much. But give him the sugar daddy role. The sugar boy role.
Hold on. It's not even about tagging us with who we should play with. Are you able to, how do you memorize everything? How do you do it?
You want to go and act, you don't know.
We do it too. And if you don't get your lines and you come on my set, hey, the door is your front.
Do you have table reads?
Yeah, we do.
What's that,
we
please?
Do. We go
so
over...
you go over the script in character.
And
play it out offset.
Yeah.
So I'm asking about the table reads because I wanted to know the level of commitment that these disappointing influencers
they all come for the... We actually did 2 weeks. So we did 2 different readings, and we go through from the beginning to the end. We discussed costumes, hairstyles. I was even the one trying to make them feel comfortable on set. So I was like, listen, we're going to be shooting in the sun, so make sure the hair is not like something that's going to make you sweat. And, like I care about my cast.
Instagramming the whole time.
You were influencing the whole time.
Snapchat, TikTok.
I'm on a table read. Yvonne Nelson movie coming out soon. Watch the space.
Okay. Is that allowed?
No, me, I don't even allow anyone to
take pictures on your set.
That's why you never hear that I'm filming, and then bam, when it's ready.
But how do you ensure that doesn't happen? Because if somebody's holding their phone, how you ensure? And even if you're not there,
we tell them. My production manager we have a meeting before every set or we start shooting. So they know I'm very strict when it comes to.
That's what I was going to ask, because when she said, it's okay to... Yvonne is not a calm... It's not like she's not a calm person. She's strict. Maybe that's the word you use. And she wants something... When she wants it done, she wants it done a particular way. And she comes across sometimes in that regard as... Yvonne will scream at you when she wants it done. She will get offended and all of that.
I don't get offended.
So how do you manage people like on set who, are not getting the roles right, so that it doesn't also intimidate? Because maybe first they're seeing you, they're intimidated. It's an Yvonne Nelson script. I'm on set with Yvonne Nelson. I saw somebody say to you during an interview that she's watching from
memorize
GSS.
The phone number, 10 numbers.
What?
Can't you memorize 10 numbers by telephone number?
Not to talk about lines,
It's the cocaine. You have to stop.
Somebody said they were watching you from junior high school. So imagine that kind of person on your set. There's already some feeling of, it's Yvonne's set. And if they don't deliver, and maybe if I gave you the script 2 weeks ago, then they are jittery. You might never get the best out of it. So I'm just trying to imagine how you get to manage situations like that.
I see that all the time. Sometimes you can tell they're starstruck already. And it does affect their acting, yeah. But I try. I help them. But you need to get your lines, because the first mistake you'd make is if you do not know your lines, and you are starstruck too on top.
That's like double trouble.
Why? On my set.
Yeah, I wanted to find out. So you mentioned you wish you went to some directing school somewhere and got a big fancy directing degree, right? And we know our production support in Ghana is more hands-on experience than formally trained, right? And then we also have the acting database that you have to cast from, which is also like probably majority not formally trained.
Yes.
So it's a big informal sector that's kind of trying to navigate its own way. Do we have any contingencies in place to make up for the slack where people don't have the technical capability or people don't have the formal training? For example, if you were casting from people who had gone to film school or acting school,
makes it easier.
There's certain things that they know to do, not to do, and ways to help themselves.
Right.
But if you called a Jay Foley because of star factor, blah, 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 what do you do to turn the Jay Foley into a film-worthy? What do you do to take the raw potential of this nonsense and turn him into a superstar that's not going to frustrate you on set? So bringing him on film is easy. Putting a camera in front of him and doing 100 takes to get the line is easy. Nobody will know it took 100 takes. But is there anything in the production process that makes it easier for you to take raw talent that's usually untrained, bring it into an informal production setting where everybody's kind of winging it from experience, and then make it easier for you? Because I see this problem not going anywhere.
Yeah. But do we have acting schools?
That's what I'm saying. I see the problem not going anywhere.
Yeah. So
your talent is constantly going to be untrained.
Yeah. First of all, okay, acting schools, 0. But with my crew, most of them are from NAFTI.
Yeah, I was going to say, what about NAFTI? I think NAFTI has, will I say, they have professional courses rather.
Yes.
And
So I mean, no, it's a standard. We're cool with that.
Yeah. So I work with a lot of people from NAFTI, Felix. There are many of them, and I've been working with them for some time. For the actors and talents, listen, for me, if I meet you, one lady, she's in a movie, she's Senna, she played my nanny. She DM'd me on Instagram. And she said she was interested in acting, blah, blah, blah. And I invited her over. She came. I auditioned her just like her. And she was good. She's a natural. So why then should I say, okay, do you have a degree in acting, this and that? If the person has it, they have it. Because somebody had to believe in me to cast me. It was one guy named Abdul Salam Mumuni. So I don't think I want to go through all that stress to go and look for people who have been to film school. If you want to do it and you approach me, we take it from there.
But doesn't that put the risk on you with the likes of these influencers? Because they said, like you said, they want to do it. They showed up for the reading. They were all enthusiastic. Come at 7:00 and then...
It's a risk. And I believe we learn, and I'm learning. And I have learned not to bother myself, with all these...
Was it difficult
in
Kotoka for you?
I was just looking at Yvonne directing, and he said there's 10 fish which is pointing to the person.
He's not playing with anybody there.
The first one was with the makeup artist. I think the makeup artist didn't do something. The way she was instructing him, you obey steady.
I'll give you an example. So here, right?
So look at what happens here.
So here, they have left the tags on them. Some of the cast had tags.
Oh, so if you film it,
we're going to film with the tags, airport tags on their necks. So I was like freaking out here. I'm like, get it out before we film with it. Yeah. So it's crazy, and we had limited time to film there. So
I'm just watching. I'm like, you see that? No, listen, I've paid to be here, guys. Don't mess up my schedule. Yeah, don't mess up my schedule. And do you get a chance to do recce at the place too? Because
yes.
Okay, so they give you a chance to do that as well.
Yes. So we tell them where we're going to film, just like when you're scouting for locations and all that. Yeah, you have to.
So
was that a drone shot or they took it from the tower? You got permission.
In between Emirates landing.
I understand.
In between Emirates landing time.
I understand
and times. It's like, go for it.
Yeah.
I was asking about since we're talking casting and role play, was the role difficult for you in terms of what you had to learn and say and the time frame you had? Was it difficult for you to play it?
Before Allah, I would say before Allah, she gave me time to rehearse my script. She gave it to me, I think, 2 weeks before we went on set. So I have to get it.
Did you have other things you were doing, other movies and productions you were on, and how, or you were free?
No. To be frank, 2 years, for the past 2 years now, this is my
First major, okay.
Yeah, and a big movie that I've had. And so I put my all in it. I wanted to. And since I have the experience...
I'll need you to put the mic in front of you.
And since I already have the experience, I didn't go through any stress. When I go wrong, she corrects me. So,
Jay, can I come in with a question about funding? You know, in the beginning, Yvonne talked about how they themselves should invest in themselves. But I was just thinking through it, that how did she get there? Did you have to put together all the money you had made over the period from your acting? Or you had to get family or friends to say, oh, can you loan me? Can you give me some money? And when I make some money, I'm going to give it back to you. Because somebody's sitting down and say, oh, I really wish I could do this, but where am I getting the funding from? You know, and you want to tell us the times that you had looked back and said, I made a loss. I didn't even, gain from even what I put in.
So for me, it started with, I don't know if you remember Media GH.
Yeah.
Live FM. Okay, so I was producing for Media GH. So the first 3 movies I ever produced were not mine.
Yours? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I only had the producer
Single
credit.
and Married and all of those ones.
Yeah.
You're not yours?
No.
Oh.
No, so I was just the producer. Oh. I was the one, managing
everything together.
Yeah, bringing things together and employing people.
How did you get that role, though? Let's go back.
Okay, so I met the director or owner of Media GH, and I told him that, hey, listen, I know I'm an actress and everything, and I haven't done this producing thing ever, but it's something that I really want to do. Can you give me the chance? And this man entrusted me with the first amount, I can't say it. And producing that movie, you won't believe that armed robbers went into the editor's studio and stole all the drives. So I don't know if you heard this issue, that the first movie I ever produced got stolen.
No, I don't think I ever
with
heard.
Majid Michelle and JJ Bunny.
That's the next title of your big movie, got stolen.
It's called The Price. Yeah, so it was stupid, and it shattered me, it broke me, like... Listen, and I know the people who did it, but I'm working on a project, and I said everything in the project. I can't say it now. So yeah, they actually wanted to finish me. Let's just be curious.
Are they like industry people?
Oh yes. Whoa. Because it was right after the ban. You know about the ban?
Yeah,
in 2010.
Yeah. Oh,
so that was like my first attempt as a producer. And I'm sure they were like, hey, this girl, she did crazy.
Who steals hard drives?
So they stole everything.
Haters steal hard drives.
Wow.
Yeah. So you can imagine, my first time producing, you go
with somebody's
this.
money.
With somebody's money. So I didn't even tell the Media GH guys. I had to beg the cast to help me reshoot. And the reshoots did not really go well. But then, the movie came out okay, and people loved it. So I shot Single and Married, and then I shot House of Gold with Ice Prince and Omaomi.
Yeah. And your biggest star now. What's her name? Mercy Chinwo. That's where I know Mercy from.
Yes. Biggest star in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So then I just, started thinking that, Charlie, my movies are doing well, though. Let me just find money and produce myself, So I got some money together and I shot a sequel for Single and Married, Single, Married and Complicated. And it was like the biggest. I think House of Gold was actually the biggest because it was the biggest Ghanaian movie in Nigeria at the time. And then I shot Single, Married and Complicated. And then, I'm here. So it's my own money. I have a separate account for YM Productions. I don't go in taking money. So I'm a very principled individual. I do not play with business. So I've just been rolling over using the same monies. I make a lot of money at box office. Silverbed, you can go there and ask.
We see the numbers when there's the film showing.
Yeah, I just don't make noise about it. But I believe Ghanaians love quality productions. And if we can give them that, they would come and see our movies.
Okay. I want to delve more into your production process. So I do scores and voiceovers and stuff. I actually do stuff for...
Sell yourself.
I do stuff for Ken.
Or in contract.
Really?
HR.
Okay.
HR. The guy is selling his business here.
Masa, go ahead. No, so sound is very important to me, right?
Very.
Like I've watched movies like Interstellar and stuff, and the score is
Matthew
just
McConaughey?
yeah.
Yes.
The emotion is just it's all the sound,
Yes.
right? You put your favorite movie on mute, and so I want to know how much you commit to that. If you have an active team you work with yourself,
Or if I can
you
come
are
on board.
active,
Say that.
I'm already on board. We discussed
hey.
it before. So, and then also to know if you are involved in that. A lot of people
Razak.
just they just send you rashes and say, do something. But for example, again, working with Ken will sit down with me and tell me like this, like that, like that. We'll go through references. And I know this is somebody who knows what they want to hear in their soundscape.
Right.
I want to know if you are that kind of person and if there's any such direction to this new movie. Because I'm seeing a high adrenaline fueled thing. And I'm just imagining what the soundscape is going to be with that.
Right. I don't know if you know Felix Blaze Pictures.
Yeah.
Okay, so we actually became friends because of sound scores.
Okay.
So I had to DM him because of the scores he uses in his wedding videos.
Wedding reels, yeah.
Right? So I am a sound person. Like anyone who knows Yvonne from back in the day knows that I love my music and I know my sound, you know. I actually have a playlist where I listen to just Hans Zimmer. You know, so I'm very big on sound. And I've been lucky with people like Bernie Auntie. I don't know if you know Bernie Auntie.
I know of.
Yeah. So I work with him, and he's great. He's been scoring all my movies for me. I'm really lucky to have him. Before and after a project, I would tell him. So when we're doing post-production, I tell him that, Bernie, like, you see the airport, this be the place we, then you see, so you for make we feel. So sometimes he will even score, and I'll go back to him and tell him, say, Bernie, I know they check this side, so do it. Sometimes I even send him similar scores, not for him to copy or anything.
To get a mood.
Yeah, but maybe I don't have the technology to really describe what
you're
I
looking
want.
for.
So
Yeah, sometimes you go to the shop and you point at the thing.
Yes. So I'm still doing this because of, you know, knowing all these things. And I'm not perfect, and I would love to, like, really educate myself to know more. But, yeah, Bernie, he's been doing a great job. So maybe I would also have you come on board and
Can they forgive us percentage?
I'll give HR percentage, CEO percentage, wiki percentage. Before the coins, then I'll share.
But there's one thing I've noticed with your productions, you don't repeat faces. So it's more like, for me, it's more like you develop a character, people fall in love with the character, you never go back for them. So what happens to the character that you're making us fall in love with? So for instance, let's say if Akuapem Poloo was a new person, we never knew her, because I've seen some new faces in this. And you just leave them. So if nobody calls them, why don't you repeat at least one or two? I don't see you repeat faces.
I don't leave
apart
them.
from the A-list and the people who we already know. The new ones you bring on board, I don't see them in another YN movie. I'm asking because some people want to own characters, you know, so they are grooming them. You've done a role in my production as maybe a maid. The next time you're in as a prostitute. So I'm grooming characters so that at the end of the day, people look back and say, I've grown because YN has given me the opportunity to build characters. But I'm just worried that, you give us today this person. There's a new character. We're falling in love with her. And if nobody calls that person, they're back to factory setting.
I do cast them over and over again. But I've had instances where they come on your set and I don't want to use the word misbehave, but
they get familiar.
It's just how they behave on the set. So when you're thinking about casting them, you're like, no. You know, the last time, it wasn't such a great time working with them. So, and Kotoka, there's a phase in there that I casted in the one that got messed up, that I had to reshoot. So, yeah, you can imagine what happened. You know, she was amongst...
Yeah. Bosun, what are your most comfortable roles?
Okay,
in movies, yes.
Okay, my comfortable roles are being loud, and if you want me to,
like that.
yes. So if you give me something loud, even if a village scene or in city roles, and I have to be loud, Mimbwadi will feel hot. For instance, if I'm her kid sister, it will be nice. If I'm her maid, it will be nice. Anywhere she puts me and being loud will be nice. Calmness, in real life, I'm already calm. So I want to...
I thought you were going to say in real life, I'm already loud.
No, I'm already calm in real life. So I want to project the loudness.
Could you have turned down this role that she sent with the script? Could you have turned it down that maybe I don't like this?
If I wasn't matured enough, I would, because I've been through something before. I went to prison, and that is mentam kese. I will never forget, because I didn't really mean whatever I did that took me to, and I didn't know it can take me to prison, and I didn't dream that I will ever be in prison. So if I wasn't matured and I didn't understand acting, like I would say, oh, big sis, I don't know, I wouldn't say I'm prisoner. But hey, no, this is my work, and the way I think is different from how other person think. And the way I believe that maybe this is why God took me to prison, because I didn't keep long in prison and I came back. I didn't spend my jail terms and I came back. So maybe this is why Allah took me to prison, to have the experience so that I can work or get the opportunity to work with my big sister. Who knows? Maybe if not the prison, maybe she wouldn't know where I should put Poloo.
Yeah.
Yes, so this has given me the privilege, great opportunity to work with her for the first time.
We're going to talk about marketing, but just okay, you have something follow up on that.
You've changed.
I
Is
have
it
to.
Islam?
No, I have to. Even since my
I love
podcast-
everything you said, by the way. When I said you changed, it's not in a negative
you so
connotation. Everything you really touched me in the last 30 seconds. That was very mature and
Thank you.
in-depth thinking.
Thank you.
To know the difference between a personal experience and being professional enough to portray that same light. I mean, not a lot of people would like big shout-outs on that.
Thank you so much.
What's behind the change? Off tangent for 2 seconds.
Okay, my change is not about Islam, because ever since my case started somewhere 2020, changed me. I went off doing half naked and talking about celebrities. I stopped, but still my case was on. So after everything, and my son too is grown now. So with that, I need to grow up, so that, because now he's 9, he'll be 10, 30th June, and he's now picking.
Wow.
So I have to change.
He's already a man.
Yeah, to be a good mother for her.
I'm very happy for you.
Thank you so much.
But can I also divert a little? Recently I was speaking to someone, I say, oh, why is Rain not on social media anymore? Like, Yvonne first would post her daughter. I don't know if any of you have noticed.
Yeah.
Like, she's just gone quiet on that side of her life and projecting her school and her business. And I asked myself, did anything happen that changed that perception or that orientation, or what you were showing us earlier? What happened? You just decided to keep your daughter off social media. What happened?
Cyril and Co were showing up their faces.
I was liking the pictures too much.
The comments from haters or bloggers, I just didn't want her to grow up one day.
Look back
I mean, she's already started asking. She goes on what's the name of that Amazon thing that you
Prime.
talk to?
Alexa.
So she's like, Alexa, who is Yvonne Nelson?
Wow.
Yeah.
And then to go and read some blog nonsense.
It brings the videos and the Wikipedia stuff. So she's doing all of that now. Yeah, so can you imagine her reading stuff about hair? Like, Mommy, why are these people? So, I just took it off. I just took her off social media. She doesn't
And
deserve it.
since I got close to her and whilst working with her through this interview, I've also learned something. I think last 3 days I went on live on my son's page and to tell them, in case they don't see my son again, this is the decision I've taken.
Oh, she influenced you?
Yes. I mean, that is how I pick first. I learn and I listen. So I told his fans too that because of studying, he's in class 4 now, I need to take him off social media so that my school fees doesn't go off weight. So now they won't see him on social media again. And I think I'm happy now because I realized she's not posting. Since long time I saw it, but I didn't know why.
Yeah, me too. I noticed. So I was like,
didn't
oh, what
know why,
happened? What changed? So I when you brought that question and she started answering, they just brought back that, oh, I need to ask Yvonne this because I was like, oh, watch it. Because, in the early stages, we're always seeing her. It was more like we're growing with her, So all of a sudden is, more of her school projects, and she won't even. I noticed also that you won't even when you're projecting kids that go to your school, you don't show your daughter.
No,
as well.
I don't want it to look like, it's my school,
Because-
and I'm always posting my daughter ahead.
Mommy's school.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So I'm just being professional with
But
it.
what about if she decides to take or walk in your shoes? Was it something that you wanted to do? Because now that she's Googling and finding out who her mother is, there's a likelihood that she'll take interest in her mother's job. Do you take her on set to see what you film or what you do? And what if she wakes up one day and
Yeah,
she
and
says
same
she
question
wants
to
she
you.
wants
Do you
do
take
what
him
you're
on set
doing?
to see what you do?
Sometimes I film at home, like the last job. Even Kotoka, we shot in my house, one scene in my house. And she sees the cameras and all of that. If she really wants to do what I do, I will find out from, like, I would know if she has a talent for it. You don't just follow mommy blindly because you feel like, oh, this worked out for mommy. So yeah, if she has a talent, yes. If she wants to be behind the camera, yeah. But I don't know. I don't know if I would want her to do the same thing.
Would you want him to?
Okay,
Have you taken
to
him
me-
on sets?
To me, at his age now, he knows what he wants to do. And no, I want him to decide. So I don't take him on set. I've taken him for interview before once, but on set, no. When he grows up and he wants to become, but now he say he wants to be a lawyer to defend mommy in future. Yeah, so I think I want him to.
Hey, a boy's
And if you
best
listen
friend,
to if you listen to Just Being Us with Akuapem Poloo, we have not even written that part of the story because we are going to show it elsewhere. It's actually her son that got her out of prison.
Yes.
It's her son,
Yes.
but for her son's conversation with the authorities, she would have still been in prison.
Yes.
So when she's saying that he said he wants to be a
Yes.
lawyer,
Oh, I
I
was
get
thinking-
that.
It's already
Yeah, when I
started.
had that conversation, you should ask the people who were on the set. I cried on that set while she was narrating her story, and that's one thing I remember from that
like,
conversation.
I'm
that
getting
it's her
chills.
son who
No,
was
it's the AC.
interrogated, and through his confessions, he didn't say things that tallied with what they were expecting, and that's why she got out of prison.
Never. My son said he never took that picture with me, but
Yeah.
he knows we took the picture. He told the social welfare people that no, he didn't take that picture.
So if he
feels
wants
like he
to be
put
a
you in
lawyer, then it means that he understands maybe what he's saying.
Yes.
Don't touch my mommy.
Yeah.
You dare not. Wow. Okay, all right. Let me just get out of the emotions a bit. Let's talk the business.
Yeah.
About pushing this beyond the shores of Ghana. How do you do that? How have you done that in the past? And the tons of Nigerian movies that now is flooding all the platforms.
Please give her tissue or something. We are sorry.
This is
Yeah, sorry.
so sorry. So sorry.
But did she have to go through these emotions in the prison when you were there? Did she cry?
She was bullying me.
So you didn't cry there. You didn't cry like I'm reliving the memories,
No.
They've only two words to cry. They put the thing on your eyes and
Jay
Jay,
Foley's on is the AC that's worrying him.
Jay, behave yourself.
No.
Look at his
I
eyes.
understand. Not that I've been in your shoes, but I know how much love a boy has for the mom. And I'm just imagining that the authorities really had to take into consideration how your son will feel, because it's like you are brewing this anger in him against the situation that he's going through. And only God knows what he's going to grow up, what kind of perception, mindset he would carry on. And he'll be a big star somewhere, big lawyer somewhere, and he's looking back at the system and saying that the system didn't do me well, didn't do my mom well, and stuff like that. So, I mean, Rosemond, you're strong. You are a strong woman. Like, you are strong. Back in the day, you put up a post. Sorry, we are going off, but you put up a post, and sometimes I see like 1,000 haters, comments, and I'm asking myself, what people, don't you allow people to just be? Let people just be, for a sec. Let's just...
I think Yvonne has gone through it than anybody else.
Oh, yes.
In this room, I think Yvonne has also had her... Yvonne has had her fair share.
Serious.
Zero to the cry.
My hard heart.
And it brings back the subject of women and how we, sometimes we anyway, if I say I'm going to go on that line, it's just something else, I've written a story about a woman, so I know.
Right for Yvonne. Yvonne, I do you accept scripts?
defended-
So you didn't cry there. Not anymore.
No, I've never taken anyone's script before.
Oh, you write all your stories?
Yeah, the stories are from me, and then
Yeah,
because
because I was going to ask about
Oh,
stories.
okay.
and-
So you tell them what kind of story you want
Yeah,
to
I
tell,
want, yeah.
and then they just go scripting.
They do
Oh,
the
okay.
screenplay.
Okay.
Okay, so you have scripters, but you give them the guideline. in
Yes,
terms
I
of
give
what's-
them the story, and then they do the screenplay.
Let's talk about some of the crazy in the past stories you've written. Which one? I know it will always be you might say all of it, but which one would you say that listen, this one is it's my favorite. I don't want to use a favorite. St. Peter's,
biggest?
please.
Or box office rated or
This
Okay,
story.
money wise, it has to be The Men We Love. Last year.
is that what you took to
Valentine's
Nigeria?
Day. No. Last year Valentine's
Okay.
Day. Yeah, we did 14 halls.
14.
Yeah.
On a night?
Yeah.
Wow.
But my biggest as an actor would be If Tomorrow Never Comes in 2015 after the floods, the Circle floods. Yeah, that's
That's what had Becca in there.
Yes, that story broke me. It shattered me because the little boy I wrote the story about passed away after filming.
So how do you make money in this business? I've always been wondering because, I mean, for us who are watching, we are seeing, the cinema. So I'm just counting the number of people who are coming there and
calculating the
amount as opposed to what you're putting in.
Yeah.
How do you make money around this business?
Okay, I wouldn't want to disclose all
too
of
much.
that, but let's just say that I make decent, profits.
Okay.
If I wasn't, I wouldn't be
Still in business.
investing still.
So basically, okay, not to disclose the details. So people buy off you, the platforms pay. Is that how it works?
Yeah, so for cinema, you split with the cinemas. Too bad we don't have many cinemas in Ghana. Some of us would have been wealthy. But after that, you can give to the online platforms. Well, for that one, it depends on you and your distributors and how much you guys agree to, to sell.
I want to come in here because we talk about the online. There's a conversation about Netflix and how it works, and I know that I remember that somebody told me that you need to have an intermediary.
Yes, yeah.
So it's not like you just going on there.
No.
And because I think somebody was having an argument with me that you can just go on there and upload your movie, and I said no. A filmmaker told me that you need to have a distributor who already has a license or something like that, and you agree how much to pay that person for getting you on.
Yeah, no. Even at that, there's a percentage. Even at that, Netflix can say they like the movie or not. So it's not even like 100%.
Oh wow!
There's no surety.
Yeah. You just have like a middleman, distributors who would like present your movies to.
Is it difficult getting
Amazon
on such platforms? Because it seems Nigeria is just flooding. I mean,
And now Netflix is even giving them money to do productions.
Yeah.
Why are we not getting that?
Because I'm sorry, but it's the same thing. Nigeria has the numbers, and why are we even trying to compare? Yeah, they have the numbers and they are working. Yeah, producers in Nigeria are working. They are producing, making films, making movies, and we are not. So you're not going to see...
We are not because there are not enough Yvonne Nelsons, or we just no make what?
Okay. Let's just say...
I want a headline.
Let's just say we are not producing. So
So it's a
Yvonne Nelson is
collective-
producing, so you can still say what you're saying. So we don't have many producers here, and if you're not seeing our movies on Netflix, it's because we're not producing.
So, Roseman, so when you go on set and you look at, or when somebody engages you in a movie in years past or in times past, and you watch the quality, do you sometimes do you turn it down? Do you chip in that, guys, I think this is not the best? Because it's also about your brand.
Yes, please. Okay. I would say that all the movies that have been casted are being produced and directed by great people. I don't just do any movie. That is me. As much as that they don't really call me for movies, I don't just do any movie. Let's say Awebas. It's one of the movies that I did. Sachi Gang too. I was part of Sachi Gang. And those movies are strong. It doesn't matter how many roles or scenes I got. And me, I don't care about that. Even if you say I should fetch water, and I'll make sure I do it well. So I don't have any problem with
So is it expensive dealing with, professionals like this who, to make it work easier, just to understand the cost elements of the business? Is it expensive when you have to hire the Majids and co?
Majid is expensive.
Oh, I thought relationship.
Hey, no. I pay everyone.
No, but maybe because of relationship, he will not charge you as though he's charging.
Majid likes money, pa.
You should have been here.
I know, right?
Majid, maybe he's listening. Hey, Majid.
Did he get his voice back on set? Or the voice is still the way we know?
Majid's voice is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, Majid has always had like a husky.
Because he had a problem with his voice where sometimes he was speaking and, it's almost like a drown in his voice and you don't get to hear. He wasn't really audible.
Yeah, he's fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's all I wanted to know.
But makes sense. You see Davido, when he's talking, you see how the voice is.
Even you.
But when
you have that voice. But it's a different thing if we know you this way all this while.
Maybe it's because people have not gone to check. If I should go to check, maybe me too.
No, we like you like this. We are used to you like this.
No, we like that. Don't check.
We're used to you like this. We're not used to the Majid who was breaking. That's why I'm asking. If we're used to him like that all this while, we'll not be worried about what happened to his voice.
So which one is the biggest cost element in the whole production process? Cast, logistics, or costumes, or
before
marketing?
It used to be renting of equipment. Yeah, but now I have everything. I've had it for 3 years. So medana.
I have a question following up that.
Okay.
So but now what is the most expensive?
Paying crew and cast. Yeah. Paying crew and
What
cast.
about location?
We pay sometimes. Sometimes we're lucky we can do like placements for them.
Okay, so paying crew and cast, is it how does it work? Deposits or outright, or after it's done we assess and go
No, outright. I pay them before we go on set. So sometimes I can pay 2 weeks before we go on set.
I like your strategy so that there's no cause for you to give me an excuse.
Yeah.
So these people who showed up at 2 p.m. they were paid.
Oh, they were paid. They were paid.
So did you take your money back?
The readings. No, the movie is gone. There's a waste.
And you're not in any counterback.
It's fine. You see, whatever they've done, they're going to meet it along the way because the career path is quite new. So somebody go do you.
That be the thing.
I'm curious.
Sorry, okay, Cyril.
You have all the elements to go into commercial video making. Do you work with for any or with?
I think you did something for Walasi.
Walasi and Eno Baroni. I directed their music videos.
So that's one. What about corporate? Banks, insurance, products? Because you have the reputation and the name to get into almost every door, right?
Yes.
And then you have a track record of being able to put together movies. So a commercial shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
And we're discussing the issue of lack of funding. So have you thought about exploring the commercial space as a place to grow funding and maybe get their faith enough to bring them on board as partners?
Hopefully in the future, but it's not something that maybe I want to do now because the movies are taking all the time,
blood and sweat. And
I have a school now, so I also do that. I make sure that I'm there, getting the stories, doing the casting, editing. Oh gosh, editing, post-production is
another issue. But before Jeffoli takes over, we went to go to Nigeria. We went there. You showed which of the movies there. I remember that there was a viewing.
Yeah.
How was the reception? Even though we saw pictures, how were you able to carry yourself and carry your bag? I know you're known in that space, but to be so confident that the Nigerians will show up for a Ghanaian movie, in that space, unlike how we show up for them. What was the reception? How difficult or how easy were you to get access to showing your movies out there in Nigeria?
Anyone who knows YM Productions or Yvonne Nelson as a producer knows that I happen to be, I don't want to say the only one, but back in the day, my movies were like, the biggest in Nigeria when they come out. And I stopped premiering in Nigeria, I think after If Tomorrow Never Comes, I stopped taking my movies to Nigeria because I realized the dynamics were changing. I was spending too much to promote and I wasn't getting the
returns.
same amounts. So I had to break for a while. for like 3 years, and then I did Fix Us, which had Toby, the Big Brother Nigeria.
Yeah, Bakari.
Yeah, so that took me to Nigeria, back to Nigeria. And it wasn't as great as, you know.
You would expect.
Yeah, like the era where I was producing with Ice Prince and Omaomi and all of that. So I knew that I believe I had to push in more money for the promotions, and I also could tell that the fan base were now different. You know, our fans had grown. Most of them, I'm sure, do not even care about you anymore. So yeah, a lot changes, and you need to accept it. You know, as a celebrity or actor. Yeah, it's something a lot of people struggle with. Yeah, but I know when we're in a time like this, I know that okay, you need to do things differently. So after Fix Us, I haven't been to Nigeria.
You don't hope to go there again. What about the other African markets?
Yeah, I've been to Zambia. I was in Zambia last year with Majid. It went really well. Yeah.
Well, I didn't get a chance to ask about what is inspiring your stories, but unfortunately, time is up, so I asked off air.
I didn't even say anything about Kotoka.
Yeah,
so that's what I'm saying. That I have to put that on hold and then come to let's talk about Kotoka now.
Yes.
Expectations.
Viewing centers.
Yeah, viewing centers. Everything they used to know about this.
Kotoka is a great movie, guys. I'm sure you've seen the trailer. I want you all to come out on the 14th of February, Valentine's Day. You don't have to be in a relationship to come and see the movie. You don't have to bring your girlfriend or your boyfriend. Just buy a ticket for your friends, your colleagues. Surprise someone today. Buy a ticket. It's selling for just 80 Ghana cedis and come and see this beautiful movie. Yeah. Support our Ghanaian content. Oh, Tom.
I like that.
Roseman, last words from you as well.
Okay. My English is not that good, so I won't talk too much. All that I would like to say is just grab your copy of the tickets now. And all road leads to Kotoka, Cinema Beds,
Silver Beds.
Hey, don't go to the airport.
No, that's why I ordered the Cinema Beds. So you are coming to Silver Bed. You see, that's why I said my English. So you are coming on the 14th February. All roads leads to the Silver Bed Cinemas to watch Kotoka. The powerful, authentic, energetic, hijacked syndrome. Come watch it.
I love you. Your confidence is unmatched.
Yeah.
Wow, it's unmatched. I can only imagine how much you'd be charging 10 years from today. Please sign a contract now so that
I need to manage it.
Yeah, you put a cap on it now. Thank you so very much. So you just heard it as well. So 14th February. We didn't even say a time. All the time, like
7 p.m.
7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Okay, all right. And then I'm sure it follows through on other days as well.
Yeah.
But be at the premiere if you can as well. It'll be exciting. 80 Ghana cedis only. And like he said, you don't need to be a pair to come there. You can come there still single and mingle. All right. On that note, our time is up. We are out of here. Cyril, Abi, Razak will go.
Yeah, Razak will go. Hamza will go. I'll be there myself. We'll definitely go check it out.
He'll tell you off air who Razak is.
I'll tell you. Don't worry. I got you.
My name is Jay. Thank you so much. And we are out.